When I was 18, I took out a loan to buy a car. 3 months later, the engine blew up. No savings, no backup. If I didn't fix it, I'd lose my job. So I borrowed more money to fix a car I'd borrowed money to buy. And just like that, one piece of bad luck had completely unraveled everything. I spent years trying to figure out why some people seem to glide through life financially and why most of us, no matter how hard we work, never seem to get ahead. And what I eventually figured out, after years of experimenting, failing, and slowly building real wealth from nothing, was this. It's not about how much you earn, it's about what you know, and more importantly, what you do. Today, I'm giving you the exact framework I've used for decades to go from broke to multimillionaire. No fluff, let's go. When you look at the genuinely wealthy, not lottery winners, not celebrities, a pattern shows up immediately. About 75% are entrepreneurs, 15% are investors, around 7% inherited wealth through legal structures like trusts. The rest are athletes and artists with rare, irreplaceable skills. What do all of them have in common? They own something. Entrepreneurs own businesses, investors own assets, rich families own trusts, athletes own skills nobody else can replicate. Now ask yourself, what do most people own? A car losing value every day, a phone they're still paying off, and every month they trade their most valuable asset, their time, for a wage that gets taxed before it even touches their account. Here's the line that finally changed how I thought about all of this. If you don't own something, you are what's owned. Your time, your energy, your skills, they belong to whoever's paying you. A salary is how most of us start. It's how I funded my first investments. But a salary alone will never make you wealthy. You have to start owning things alongside it. And that's exactly what this framework helps you do. I call it the 25-15-50-10 rule. And I tested this on myself for decades before I ever talked about it publicly. 25% of your income goes towards growth. This builds your future. 15% goes towards stability. This protects what you've built. 50% goes towards essentials. This keeps your life running. And the last 10% goes towards rewards. This keeps you sane. The percentages work at any income level. Even if your 25% is 50 quid right now, the habit is worth more than the amount. Let's go through each one. Pay yourself first. Most people pay their bills, spend what's left, and maybe save a little if anything's left over. That maybe is why most people never build wealth. The shift that changed everything for me was pay yourself first. Before the bills, before anything. 25% goes into growth. Then I live on what's left. The first time I did this properly, I automated a transfer on payday. Before I even saw the money, it was gone into an investment account. Within a year, it had grown to a number I'd never seen in my name before. Watching money grow without doing anything is genuinely addictive. The Billy and Phil example. Billy starts investing 200 pounds a month at age 20. Phil waits until 30 but puts in 300 pounds a month to catch up. Billy puts in 96,000 pounds total. Phil puts in 108,000 pounds. So Phil saved more. Phil wins, right? Not even close. Assuming a 10% average annual return, roughly what the S&P 500 has historically delivered, Phil ends up with around 678,000 pounds. Billy ends up with over 1.26 million pounds, nearly double, despite putting in 12,000 pounds less, because he started 10 years earlier. That's compound growth. Your returns earn returns. The longer it runs, the more powerful it gets. Whatever age you are right now, today is the best day to start. What to invest in? Think of investments as a scale from low risk to high risk. At the low end, index funds. You're buying a tiny slice of the whole market, hundreds of companies at once. The S&P 500 gives you Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, all of them. You don't need to watch charts. You just let it grow quietly in the background. Then real estate, rental property if you have the capital, or REITs if you don't. REITs let you invest in property with very little money up front. In the middle, skills. Learning something that pays well. Copywriting, sales, video editing, coding can go from zero to meaningful income in under a year. And unlike stocks, nobody can take your skills from you. Further up, online businesses, individual stocks, and at the very top, crypto and alternatives. These can make you a lot. They can also wipe you out. I never put in more than I can genuinely afford to lose. My honest starting point, index funds and a high income skill. Get those working. Everything else layers on top as you grow. Use tax advantaged accounts. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just what I've done personally. In the UK, the stocks and shares ISA, up to 20,000 pounds a year, all growth completely tax-free. Most people have never opened one. If you're employed, your workplace pension usually matches your contributions. That's free money. Always at least contribute enough to get the full match. In the US, the Roth IRA is one of the most powerful tools available. Money you invest grows completely tax-free forever. $7,000 limit under 50. The 401k works similarly through your employer. Wherever you are, Find your country's equivalent. The tax you save stays in your pocket and keeps compounding. This is a section I wish someone had explained to me at 18, because not knowing it cost me a full year of progress. And it started with that car. When the engine blew up, I had nothing, no backup. I borrowed more to fix it. 2 loans simultaneously. Nothing left at the end of the month. If anything else went wrong, I was finished. It took almost a year to dig out. And the maddening part was it was completely preventable. A few months of expenses in a separate account and the whole thing would have been a minor inconvenience. Most people don't have a money problem. They have a stability problem. One unexpected bill and everything unravels. Even your investments, because when an emergency hits and you have no cash, you're forced to sell at the worst possible time. Build your stability fund. List your core monthly expenses: rent, groceries, utilities, transport, insurance. Add them up. That's your monthly baseline. Multiply by 5. That's your target. 5 months feels like a lot, but when life goes wrong, it tends to come in clusters. 5 months means you can deal with whatever hits without making panic decisions. 3 rules for where it lives. It must be instantly accessible. Within 24 hours, no penalties. It must carry 0 risk, not in the stock market ever. And it should still earn something. High-yield savings accounts are currently offering 4 to 5% with no lock-in. In the US, SoFi, Ally, and Marcus by Goldman Sachs are worth looking at. To build it fast, automate 15% on payday so you never see it. And if you ever dip in, top it back up the very next month, pound for pound. Over 60% of people earning 6 figures, $100,000 a year, still live paycheck to paycheck because income isn't the problem. Lifestyle is. I had a mate in my early 20s who looked the part. Designer everything. Always picking up the bill, always looked like he was absolutely winning. And me, I looked like I'd found my wardrobe in a skip. But while he had 40 quid in his accounts and overdue credit card payments, I had a growing investment portfolio. Wealth isn't what people see, it's what they don't see. Cap your essentials at 50%. True essentials: rent, groceries, utilities, transport, insurance. Not essentials: takeaways ordered out of laziness, 3 streaming services, the gym you haven't visited since January. Go through your last 3 months of bank statements. You'll find direct debits leaving every month for things you've completely forgotten about. Cancel them every one. The 2 biggest wins: housing and transport. Negotiate your rent every time the lease is up. Most landlords would rather keep you than find someone new. And don't lease a brand new car for the monthly status hit. Buy used, buy reliable. A car that's already depreciated gives you the same function at a fraction of the cost. And replace willpower with a system. When you're about to buy something unplanned, run it through 3 questions. Is this an impulse? Am I buying the brand or the value? Will this actually improve my life? After a while, it becomes automatic. Your brain just filters differently. Yes, you're allowed to enjoy your money. I forgot this for years. I was so locked in on building businesses and reinvesting everything that I basically stopped living. And then my body reminded me in the most unsubtle way possible. I got stress-induced shingles. My doctor told me to go on holiday. I went on my first ever ski trip. Came back more focused and energized than I'd been in years. That was when I understood. Enjoyment isn't the reward you get after you've built wealth. It's part of what makes building wealth sustainable. Open a separate account. Call it your Joy Fund. Set up an automatic transfer of 10% on payday. When it runs out, it runs out. You wait until next month. That limit is what makes it strategic. Spend it on things you'll actually remember. Trips, experiences, time with people you love. I don't have a garage of supercars. I don't need one. A ski trip with my wife. A weekend away with close mates. That's what actually feeling wealthy feels like. So the 25, 15, 50, 10 rule. 25% into growth, assets that work for you while you sleep. 15% into stability, the buffer that protects everything else. 50% on essentials, run your life efficiently, not expensively. 10% on rewards, enjoy your life. Don't wait until you've made it. None of this is complicated. The reason most people don't know it isn't because they're not smart enough. It's because nobody ever sat them down and explained it. Schools don't teach it. Banks don't benefit from you being financially independent. But now, you know. I started with nothing. Broke at 18, a pile of debt, no qualifications, no safety net. This framework, applied consistently over time, is what changed that. So before you click on the next video, write down your income. Work out what your 25, 15, 50, and 10 look like. Even rough numbers, even if they feel tiny, do it now. That 5 minutes is the most financially important thing you'll do today. Hit subscribe if this was useful. I put these out regularly, and I'll see you in the next one.